It does not have to be a new year, a new you. It just has to be a healthier you in the new year, you guys. Make sure you check down below in the description box where you can find the links to TLC products, including the ISOT, the Nutriverse, the Life Drops, the Resolution Drops. There's just so many things there to help you in burning fat and staying healthy. There's even the new immune tea, which I'm going to order. So I can't wait to try that. And I hope they get the sea moss back. But I do love the sea moss from Mint and Ocean. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be a commercial. Yes, okay? Get those TLC products from me, and do not forget that my biggest life change has been through Kiara LASHAE, Team LASHAE, ifyoucanmove.com. You guys get cute little outfits from Peja and Amari. You also check out Just Move supplements because she is helping us with the energy. Okay, this is the energy supplement. Love it. Okay, just got my protein. Gonna get me some after I work out. So yeah, y'all, down below in the description box, support. So you guys are always asking me where I get my glasses from. So I thought I would finally give y'all a real little ad, okay? Firmoo, I can't see, bitch. Okay, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. These are my new Firmoo glasses here. Super, super cute, right? They are prescription because I'm totally blind. And I got these matte ones that I think are really dope. And I felt like they would go good with the fact that I no longer have hair. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you guys can use my link and give me credit and get you some glasses from Firmoo. Come on in. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, we're back. Okay? Because I'm black, y'all. And I'm back, y'all. And I'm back and I'm back and I'm black, y'all. Are y'all back? I'm going to give y'all a second to come on into the room, okay? Because we're going to get into these notes for Iyanla, Fix My Life, okay? Let me tell you, when the episodes aren't about celebrities, I think people are less interested, but they have some of the most valuable information as far as topics and relationships, because not everybody is dealing with the public. And I think a lot of the times, like with Lisa Ray's and a lot of other people that come on Iyanla who are celebrities or reality stars, they are dealing with the public and that version of themselves, the version that everybody else sees. But it's a personal relationships between a man and wife and, their relationship. I think that's a little bit more realistic to what most people are going through in comparison. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not dealing with, the Lisa Ray issue of having my mom and my grown ass daughter living in my house and I can't get them out. And, more so now because of the pandemic, but in real life, it might be more of an issue for people to have issues within their marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that, we have these episodes that aren't just centered on a celebrity. Okay. But now that I've allowed for people to come into the room, okay, I'm not about to, wait any longer because I want to take a shower. I'm freezing. I worked out and I didn't have a chance to shower before I had to hop on here for my live, and I didn't want to push my live back. So here I am hopping on. To talk about this. Thank you, Baby Hustler, for the super chat. Just stopping in to show some love. It is greatly appreciated. Okay, but let's go ahead and get into the episode. I have pictures so that I don't have to be on camera. So let's start off. Deidre and Idris. The episode starts off with Iyanla blindfolding them and placing them in front of 3 doors that have, messages on the front and back of those doors. Okay. And they each have to choose one. And they start off with Idris, the husband. Okay. He chooses the door that says he's made his bed and now he has to lie in it, which makes us feel like you're in a marriage that you don't really want to be in, but you feel a responsibility to her and the children, because apparently they have 11 kids all together. His oldest is 29. So they're, some of those kids aren't all in the house, but I believe, a nice number of them, like maybe 7 of them, are in the house. That's a lot of children, you guys. So you can only imagine the stress that's probably on this relationship just with that, But anyway, Deidre, okay, that's the lady here, okay. She chooses If Only You Knew as her door. And I was like, what the does that mean? What the does that mean? Oh, if only you knew how much I do love you. Oh, if I'm not gonna do it. Only you knew, baby, how much I do love you. Oh. I'm not going to do it, but I can. I'm not going to do it, but I can. Thank you, J. Ray, for the super chat. Agreed. I prefer the regular families over the celebs. It's more relatable problems, and they're a bit more open to change and all around more entertaining. I agree. Thank you for the super chat, J. Ray. Thank you for the super chat, Shazmin H. Okay, because it's Sunday and I love you. I love you back. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. So let me get back to the pictures. She picked If Only You Knew, which Idris once brought to the other side, and they were able to see each other's doors and what they chose and what the other options were, which they both chose the lesser of 2 evils because there was a worse option. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could regret marrying her. She could, hate him. But these weren't the options that they chose, which means there's still something to be saved in the relationship, in the marriage between Idris and Deidre. Okay, but we have to understand, why are you here, beloved? Okay, that's what Iyanla and inquiring minds want to know. But yes, they have 11 kids together, like I said, ranging in ages from 29 to 3. They were married only 6 months after they met, and he moved into her house. Okay, so, y'all didn't get a place together. You moved into her place. Now he wants out, and she is trying to salvage the relationship. But they both agree that they aren't in love, which is unfortunate, but it happens. I think in marriages in general, people kind of fall in and out throughout the time that they're together. But just the understanding that this person is the person that I want to work this shit out with, like that's the that's the basic agreement amongst marriage, is that this shit gonna be hard, but I want to figure it out with you more than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point. So he's disconnected because he feels as if he can't depend on her. He can't trust her to do things when it comes to the business. They have a business together, and he expresses that he doesn't feel as if he can trust her. And it's hard for them working together and with the children, and him trying to depend on her in business when she's the one dealing with the 7 children at the house. Okay. Now, at the beginning of their relationship, he started this business, and then she got pregnant. And because she got pregnant, she wanted to quit her job. He didn't want her to quit her job, but because he feels like he's the man and he wanted to do what she wanted him to do, he went ahead and agreed for her to quit her job. And that put a strain on the business, that put a strain on him. And now he's tapped out, and he also resents her for that decision. And Iyanla made him realize that at the end of the day, if you didn't want to do that, you shouldn't have agreed to that in the first place. And I think a lot of people go along with things in relationships that they really don't want to do, but because They feel like that's what they're supposed to do. Mommy, daddy issues, which you will get to with Idris. They make decisions that they don't really want to make. They go along with shit they don't really want to go along with for the sake of, I guess, holding on to the relationship in its current form because you're so scared of what that other form looks like. And I think Deidre is feeling that a lot. Like, what is going to happen if we're not together? Like, she even said, I'm, so used to what our life is like together and, the hopes and dreams that I have for us. Like, when she says all of that, it's obvious that she wants to keep the relationship, not because of where they are, but where she sees that they could be. And that's women a lot of the time. Okay. Making excuses for what you're not getting in the moment, been, in hopes that it'll happen in the future. And sometimes, the wait is over. Sometimes the wait is over, but then there are other times when you can, work this shit out. Okay. But Deidre is definitely holding on to a picture of her relationship. And Iyanla talks to her separately to try to get a better understanding of that. When Iyanla talks to Idris alone, okay, with his, with his little sad self, looks sad, don't he? We find out that Idris' dad was a drug addict and abusive. So there was a time when he was raised by like an aunt, I think, or another family member. And it wasn't until he was like 8 or 9 when his mom finally, came back to get him. So he has abandonment issues. Okay. And he also wants to try to please, whatever woman he's with. But that's also why he sees, Deidre as a mommy figure. And she plays that mommy role for him. And then she, that's what Iyanla said she did. You know what I'm saying? Like you badger a man. And, at this point, you're not a wife, you're a mother, you're a parent in the relationship. And so that's something that they definitely need to work on. Okay. So he's lonely sometimes in his marriage as well. So that's something that they need to deal with. They're not communicating. They're not seeing eye to eye. Iyanla tells Idris he needs to say how he feels. Stop playing pussy, so to speak. Okay. Too many women marry potential. That's problematic. Make sure you're marrying the man he is today, not the man he could be in 5 years. That is so very true. That is so very true. Seems like a nice enough man, but he definitely wanted stability, and her quitting her job wasn't a part of the program. Agreed, for sure. But they need to let it go. Right. You can't go back and change it. Only move forward. Exactly. Let it the fuck go. Y'all like the video, please. Iyanla teaches them how to have an intimate conversation. And this was very important because I feel like so often people do not know how to have intimate conversations in which they're being honest about their feelings without trying to hurt the other person, or without being defensive when somebody's being honest about their feelings. Because I feel like so often even in my own arguments, you bring up an issue that you have and then they want to bring up all the shit that they ain't never said they had a problem with you. Like, what the fuck that got to do with what we talking about right now? Okay. So, you need to be able to have conversations about where we're at right now without the defensiveness. Okay. But they talk. And basically, they don't respect each other in business. Deidre withholds, she doesn't say anything. If she feels a way, she just kind of sits on it and lets it blow up in another way. And then she also makes excuses. We find out this episode that because apparently her husband of all these years did not know that her father was also a drug addict. So she's used to making excuses for a man in her life. Okay. She says that Idris is lazy. He says that he works all the time. And yes, sometimes he's tired. And then she starts to go off on his ass at this point because she's had it up to here because she feels like he's fronting. Don't sit up here and act like you're not lazy. No, you're lazy because we have 4 to 5 years worth of taxes that you have never handled. And then he threw it on her talking about, well, I thought she was going to do it. Didn't you just say you don't trust her with the business? Why would you leave 4 to 5 years of taxes in her hands then? Make that make sense. And I love the way Iyanla checked the shit out of him. She was like, just be real and say that you don't trust yourself. You self-sabotage. You don't want any help because you're scared to succeed. I believe a lot of Black men with this specific issue, as far as like not having a father figure to teach them everything about being a man, is that they often don't know how to be in relationships because nobody has really taught them how to be an adult. So instead of saying what it is, getting it off your chest and doing what you have to do, you rely on the people in your life, like your wife, and then you blame her for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how are you going to rely on her for the taxes and then blame her, even though you never said that you wanted her to do it? That was never an agreement that they had. So I feel like he just wanted to blame her for his own lack of stability. When at the end of the day, you the head of the household, you the man, create the stability yourself, and then she will follow suit. That's the way it's supposed to work out when we're going by these gender roles that people love to live up to. Okay? He wanted stability, but he has run around making 7 babies and bad decisions and 5 years behind in taxes. He's a little boy that resents her mothering him and wanting to blame things on her when he's lazy. Yep. Basically. Shout out to the Bondi Blue replay gang. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, share the channel to your social media. Yes, I love to see y'all in my stories, just so y'all know, on Instagram. I love it. When he said he sleeps all day, I knew what time it was with him. Yeah, now you could definitely tell when she started to go off about how she's the one that's always with the children. She's the one that's always taking care of them. It's like, nigga, I can't get a break. And then he talks about working. It's like, yeah, you work, but you get to come home and do nothing. She has to be with the kids all day, all night. When does she get a break from the kids? You know, and I think that's a thing that happens all the time. Sleeping all day may be a sign of depression. He's definitely depressed. I was wondering if the nigga was high throughout the episode because he looked so down. You know what I'm saying? He looked so mellowed out. I didn't know what was going on. Was it sadness? Was it weed? Questions all. Okay. But she feels the responsibility, like I said, of taking care of the kids. And he feels the weight of, you know, the money issues because she quit her job. And she says that he's a mess and never really wants to receive the help that she offers. And he doesn't handle his business. And that's just what it is. And then he tries to, you know, make it about her. But Iyanla checks him. Iyanla tells him to tell her he doesn't want her helping with the business because he doesn't respect her. And then Iyanla makes him realize that he's self-sabotaging. Like, I love how she makes you be honest about your feelings and then tells you that your honest feelings are on some bullshit. That's basically what she did. She was like, tell her how you feel. Okay, now I'm about to tell you about yourself, because you're not going to put all of the blame for y'all business not doing well on her when you're the one responsible for the business. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. But she said this is what happens when a man isn't fully formed. When a man has not gotten his manhood training from his father, he then has to try to learn these things as an adult. And a lot of the times he ends up finding a woman who will mother him, and then he doesn't really have to learn these things. You know, like that. She'll do everything while she allows you to sleep. Like, child, I tell you, it'll stress you out. Deidre explains that his children that are not her children are allowed to be lazy like him. And Iyanla takes this opportunity to sit next to Idris and explain to him in a way that is not beating down on him what it really is. So she basically says, listen, I think the kids are not gonna, you know, grow up in this world the way you want them to, because they spend a lot of time not getting things done and doing what they need to do. Okay, at the end of the day, the kids don't need to sleep all day. They don't work. They don't pay bills. You know, I would give a man who works more of an excuse to get his rest than I would children who all they have to do is go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes no sense to me. I also feel like she wasn't just talking about them sleeping all day. She was talking about them not helping around the house. 7 fucking children. There's no reason mom should be doing anything. I'm sorry. But there's no reason that everybody doesn't have a chore that needs to get done throughout the week. And you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that also goes from, if the man is not asserting himself and making sure that he's on top of the children and him and his wife have a united front on what needs to be done around the house, you know, and that all goes into the mutual respect situation. They don't have mutual respect for one another, because if they did, they'd be on the united front, and he would not allow for his children to be lackadaisical while she's in there doing every fucking thing. Okay. Like, I'm just saying, one of the main things I can remember about my dad was him being like, you know, make sure you wash them dishes. Your mom doesn't need to come home and see dirty dishes after she's been working all day. And that was him teaching me to be considerate of the fact that my mom is taking care of me. So be considerate. Do shit. So so she doesn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? My dad instilled that in me to be considerate of my mom. Like, like you have to be that way in the household in order for everybody to understand what their parts are. But y'all got confusion in y'all marriage, so y'all not gonna be able to get it right with them children until they get it right with each other. Okay, like the video. So Iyanla tells Idris alone that he needs to man up. And I love how she did not tell him this in front of Deidre because she knew Deidre would use it later on to beat him upside the head with. And he already looked like he gonna cry in a car. So she said, listen, you need to do what you need to do. You want to be the man, the head of the household, do what you have to do and step the fuck up. Because we can tell that you in here letting shit fall to the wayside and not taking care of your responsibilities and then looking for your wife to blame. When Deidre comes back, they discuss them both being the children of addicts and, how he did not know that about her. And he has to be supportive of her in that moment because, she was crying. And I'm like, how is it that y'all never talked about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand having children with somebody and not understanding at least their familial history with their parents. Because I need to know if you crazy. I need to know if your mom is a schizophrenic. I need to know these things because these things are genetic. Okay? He said they had an HVAC business. Okay, that's the type of business that they have. Iyanla talks to Deidre about being sexy for her man. And I thought this was so like, I get caught up a little bit because I feel like this is very true. Like, you can't walk around not being somebody who your husband wants to smash. Like, you just can't. Like, that's just not how any of this works. But at the same time, how am I supposed to be sexy when I don't have time to be sexy? I don't have time because I have children to look after, because he's sleeping. And why do I want to be sexy for a nigga that's in their sleep? What I'm going to do with that? You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like it's kind of like a double-edged sword type of situation where you're expecting somebody to show up a certain way, but you aren't giving them what they need in order to be that way. And then you blame them for it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe not a double-edged sword, but y'all know what I'm saying. Okay. Either way, it's her fault. You know what I'm saying? Either way, it's her fault. So they give her a makeover so that she can actually look like a woman for her husband. And Idris talks to Iyanla about getting back to his faith because he's Muslim, but he doesn't practice. And Iyanla let him know that his lack of commitment in his religion is part of his problem because he doesn't have any focus. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have goals or dreams that, need to be accomplished in order to keep him in the right frame of mind. And that's why I say all the time, sometimes it's not really about like who you decide to worship as far as religion, but it's really about understanding that there's something bigger than yourself and that you're tied into something bigger than yourself, so that you don't think so highly of yourself and be so self-important that you become a detriment to society, because that's what a lot of people do. Okay, y'all are fucked up, y'all raise fucked up kids, and in return, thank you for adding more to the fucked upness of the world. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta center yourself in the faith and in the spirituality. And I think that's important, however people find that. But Iyanla asked for them to write prayers for one another, specifically for him to write a prayer for her. And after she comes out with her new hair, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, my natural hair does not mean that I look like a child, but I do understand like why she had to have like ponytails and clips and all of it. I get it though. When you have natural hair, that's how you do your hair. But I get it. You on Iyanla, like, add some extensions, bitch. Give her something to do, because she did look beautiful and his energy did change. And I could see how her looking this way would make it easier for her to get what she wants from him, and that's what Iyanla said. You got to go put some perfume in your crevices and then tell him to come and smell it. I said, no, not in the crevices and tell him to smell it, Iyanla. That doesn't make me feel sexy at all. It doesn't make me feel sexy at all. Okay. I'm just saying. If you're sexy for yourself, you won't have to worry about getting sexy. It'll be coming out your pores if you feel sexy inside. This is true. Personal experience. This is true. Okay. I'm already sexy. What you gonna do? That's the overall energy that I give. Okay. I've got natural hair and I've never worn the way she did. She wore her hair like a little girl. I think it's also because of the length that it's at. Because I've definitely done that twist in the front and let the rest be out. Like I've definitely done that. But I also feel like it was her energy overall. It's not even that she looks like a child. She looks homely. And that's what it is. Nobody wants to fuck the homely bitch. Don't look homely, bitch. Don't make natural hair look homely. Okay, make it look sexy, bitch. You want him to want you, make it look sexy. And he looked like he worked out, even though he was, a little roll. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he had a nice little, muscle. Okay, look like he keeps himself up. So it's like, sis, you got to do the same. You know what I'm saying? You got to show up. You know what I'm saying? And she showed up at this point, but he wrote a prayer for her, and he thanked God for his wife, for all that she is and she does for him and their family. And he wants to be the husband she wants him to be. And when he read the prayer, he had to hold back tears. And I thought it was a beautiful moment because it showed that he probably had not thought about how he really feels about her in a minute because of the stress of their life. That's what happens. Like life gets stressful and you forget about why you fell in love with the person in the first place. So I think that this gave him an opportunity to really like sit back and look at what his wife brings to his life and how, would you really be happy without her? Probably not. Like a lot of you niggas wouldn't be happy without y'all wives. Y'all be acting like y'all would be, but y'all wouldn't. Okay. Then when she came out, with her makeup and all of that and her hair done, he was, oh, I ain't like that. I didn't like that one. And they talked about the goals and dreams for their marriage and what the definition of that is. And basically he chooses the marriage over the business, which is very touching for her. And she needed to hear that because she needed to feel like she was important. You know what I'm saying? Because she needs your hair and some thermal glasses, then it would be child, she don't need my hair, she just needs some Omiage. Get you some, big, get you some. Listen, I enjoyed this episode. However, I did wonder, even though they said it's still a struggle, but they're working on it, they putting their relationship and their marriage first. That's great. But I would like to see how that actually plays out in realistic terms because this episode felt like kind of quick. You know what I'm saying? It felt like, oh, marital issues, money, business problems. I don't trust her. She doesn't trust me. We're not in love in the moment. Okay. We go through what we really loved about each other, find, a reason to stick in there and try to make it work and find this attraction to each other again. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a whole bunch of shit that they were trying to accomplish. And I'm wondering if it was actually accomplished because even though he cried at the end, he still looked sad. And even though she looked beautiful, I don't know if she's done being mad and you know what I'm saying? So I just kind of feel like I would like to see for real, like how the therapy and the tools they were given help them fix where they are, because I feel like it's so easy to go to therapy, say everything is cool, and then go home and then fall into the same fucked up patterns with just a little bit more sex. That happens. Okay. He's divorced. So how many kids are in the home? Did they ever? I think they said 7. I think they said 7 of the kids were in the home and they have 11 all together. And I think they might only have 1 or 2 together or something like that. Or he had 7 by himself and she had 3. And then, I think 1 was his. And then, so they might have had maybe 5 or 4 of them in the house. It just depends. That's still a lot of kids, y'all. That's still a lot of kids. But the way she talked as if, a large group of the kids were in the household with her. But yeah, it was a good enough episode. I am interested in next week. Is that Tracy Steele we see next week's episode? Who's on next week's episode? Am I tripping? They had 2 together. Okay, that's what I thought too. Some of those kids are grown, so I don't think they live in a home. Yeah, no, I said that. There was a 29-year-old, but it's 29 to 3, and it's 11 kids. 7 of them are, so 3 are hers. So 3 for a factor in the household. So let's just say 2 or 1 of his is in the household. That's still 5 fucking kids in one house. He had 7 before they married. She had 2 before they married. Then they had 2 together. Okay. All right. So okay. I can't count. Too many children to take care of and take care of a man. Yeah, he has 2 kids. He has 7 kids, 2 kids together. She had 2 from another man. So 4, absolutely. Because it's her 2 His 7, but definitely the 2 they got together and her 2 are in the household. So that's still 4 kids, y'all. That's a lot of kids. Soon as he told me 7 kids, I would have moved on like Maya. I'm moving on. Yes. Move my way. Okay. But anyway, you guys, yeah. I enjoyed the episode. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I would have wanted a little bit more debauchery. Like, damn, not even a cheatation, nothing. Just I don't like him. I hate this business. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot, but I think it was realistic. And I think it was something that people can see mirrored in their own relationships. And, communicating is hard. Truth of the matter. I be struggling with mine too. I was like, ooh, nah. Ooh, nothing. I know. Like, where did they find Tracy Steele? I saw that. I was like, that Tracy Steele? Yes. Y'all want to send me something? Send it to the P.O. box. Nothing. If you develop a routine for the home, the household will be more manageable. There was once 6 kids and 4 adults in my home. I did most of the cleaning, but I didn't really mind too much at the time. Child, that sounds like too much. Because it's too much cleaning around here. I'm about to call the cleaning people to come clean my house as soon as I get paid, bitch. Okay, $200 and some odd dollars worth the money because I ain't got time for that, bitch. I got videos. I gotta work out. I gotta mail stuff off. It's too much. It's too much sometimes. We share the responsibility of cooking. Yeah, Tracy and another popular radio host from Atlanta. Okay. Are you a closet lesbian? So let me ask you a question. When you ask somebody, are they a closet lesbian? Are they supposed to say yes? And if they say yes, are they really in the closet? What are you, retarded? Get the fuck out of my comment. Oh my God. Shavanya Jackson, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. There was so much I could use in my marriage. Did you see the clip of Miss Iyanla saying they should put 50% of their income in a joint account? No, I did not see that. I was wondering what their money situation was like. What bothered me was her lack of honesty with herself. She married him because she didn't want to be by herself. People warned her and she was ashamed to let him go. I give them a year. Yeah, see, you feeling that like, I don't know if this shit is fixed type of energy too. Yeah, I don't know why people, tie themselves down to such dire situations, like all them fucking kids, bitch. All them kids. You married this with all them kids. He at least fertile. Girl, no. That is your first time. Child, they be so disrespectful asking people the most ridiculous questions. Anyway, that's it, y'all. That's all I got. I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all know I'll be back live tomorrow for us to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta and maybe a Bondi Blue show, because I want to do another station head show about Kevin Samuel saying that Saweetie was a 6. I really do. But we'll see how that all plays out. Either way, y'all know y'all gonna see me tomorrow by 2 p.m. By 2 p.m., bitch, I should be up here. And y'all should be looking for me around that time so I can go live and talk about whatever transpires on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But yeah, y'all. Right. The term fix my life doesn't always lend to the extensive healing, how extensive the healing process is. It's definitely not microwavable. Child, speaking of Tracy Steele, microwavable popcorn bitches. Child, you don't know who Kevin Samuels is? Child. He's supposedly a dating coach, but really he looks like a little funny looking nigga that wants to like judge women and tell them what they deserve and what they should have and what they should want. And he said that Saweetie was a size 6, not a size 6, but a, an adjustable 6. Yes. Because, we've only seen her with all of the makeup and hair. And I'm like, I almost feel like when men do that to women who everybody feels like are super duper beautiful, it's a way to make other women feel like shit about themselves. It's not even really about Saweetie. It's about saying that somebody is beautiful and, talented or, whatever you want to say, but 11 million followers or some shit like that. Bitch is beautiful. Okay. With her Blasianness and everything. you're saying that she's a 6. So what do you think about the girls like myself? You know what I'm saying? What do you think about the regular, the regular degular schmegula that's not 11 million followers on Instagram and the little bitty bitty waist with the 6-pack and all of that, because that bitch cute. You know, so I think it's a way to make women feel bad about themselves so that they will not have high standards with the men that they choose, so that they'll choose to be with any old nigga because he wants them. It's a mind game. It's a mind game. And when I look at Kevin Samuels, I'm like, who's fucking you? God, he's barely a 2. Anyway, you guys, it's definitely something to talk about. He's super duper problematic. Like the video, you guys. I appreciate y'all energy on this good Sunday. I appreciate everybody who watches me. I appreciate y'all for catching the playback, for y'all for being here in the lives and in the comments and having this conversation and watching the show and knowing what's going on. I love y'all so much, and I appreciate y'all energy. I really, really do. It's been a little glum around here lately. It's been raining all week. Today was the first day I actually got a chance to jump rope in a while, and I be needing my cardio. Like, I be needing that constant cardio like that, and I hadn't gotten it all week, and it's been glum. But today the sun came out for like 5 minutes. I jump rope. Y'all came and talked to me about these good old shows. I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all so much, and I hope I will see y'all tomorrow. So y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday. Mwah.